all you Fabricans and Fleshbags to the super, not funny show reviews. And today we're going to be reviewing episode 4 of Only Murders in the Building, season 2. And it's entitled Here's Looking at You. So, was it good? Was it bad? And should you be watching? Yes, the second season of Only Murders continues right along with, I have to say, another really great episode called Here's Looking at You. And it's funny enough, it connects back to something we saw in the previous season. But ultimately, we see a little bit more about Charles and his, I guess you say, could have potentially been stepdaughter of one of his previous relationships, and how she actually kind of comes in and helps shed some light on the investigation. Of course, they are still looking to find who murdered, Bunny Folger, and so she, the young lady, she comes into the show very unexpectedly for Charles. Hadn't actually heard from her, almost for 8 years, and it's really sweet actually. The whole little, Charles was clearly very attached to this young lady when she was smaller, and unfortunately, it didn't work out with her mom, and but they still had a lot of memories, and so seeing her, a little Gen Z, college student or whatever, come into town and sort of fangirl out about the podcast and everything, and Charles really not knowing what to do because he hadn't seen her in a long time, and he's like, how do I connect with the young person? And of course, Oliver and Mabel kind of being Oliver and Mabel, but Mabel being the young person and realizing, I think I'm a millennial and I can't really talk to the Gen Z kid. But other revelations about that is that Teddy Dimas is back. He's awaiting trial, so he's out on bond. And Nathan Lane, of course, as Teddy Dimas, being appropriately catty and also really intimidating, because of course he doesn't like the fact that he and his son are going on trial and probably going to prison because of the work of our three main characters. I really love that there's a scene with Oliver and Teddy in the elevator that's just, he's appropriately intimidating. But later on, we also find out, hey, when Oliver and Mabel and Charles get together, that someone has indeed been continuing to leave murder evidence in their apartments, and so in order to find out how, they actually learned from, from the, I guess who we're going to call her guest star, Lucy, that there are secret passages throughout the Arconia, and she learned about them as a kid, and that in fact that may be the way that the killer was able to get around. So in fact, the killer probably knows about these secret passages as well, and it leads to some interesting spying, and where we see Oliver gets to see that the Demases are having kind of a tough family moment where the son decides to go and get his own lawyer and everything, and Teddy Dimas is kind of heartbroken. So it's an oddly vulnerable position that you didn't think you'd see this kind of tough guy in. But also we get to see the new building manager, and that they suspect is did the murder to get Bunny out of the way, but instead they find out that she just wants to improve or make money off of the Arconia, and that leads to later them a really fun bit where they go to ostensibly to give her a baby shower gift, but really it's to interrogate her, just in time to see her water break, and that she's going to have a baby. So this is a real moving forward episode as far as I'm concerned. Lots of character building, learning more about Charles and his relationship with his near stepdaughter Lucy, and also seeing more about Teddy, the Demases, and Teddy Demas in particular, and maybe eliminating a couple of suspects possibly from the list, and also giving us kind of a Scooby Doo sort of secret passage situation that may come into play later on in the show. So just overall, very smart writing, great character work, a lot of interesting developments in this episode, and I really really loved it. So this show is just like kicking ass this year, and I'm really glad that it came back just in time for when other things have kind of gone off. This is like a great, show to hold me over, as until other shows are coming up later in the year. But yeah, they're doing an awesome job, and I think everyone should be watching this. So anyway, those are my thoughts on this episode of Only Murders in the Building. What do you guys think about it? And what do you think about what I had to say? Get down to the comment section and let me know what you're thinking. And of course, you can always hit me up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com or at supernotfunnys1 on Twitter, and we can chop it up. All right, Fabricans and Fleshbags. Thanks for joining me on this review. Come back next week. We're reviewing the very next episode of Only Murders in the Building. Until then, I've been Mo de Poupée, your resident fabricant and comic extraordinaire on all things pop culture. And I'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace.